Hollyland just sent me the Mars M1 to review, but they aren't paying me or sponsoring this video. The Hollyland Mars M1 is a wireless monitor that works with the Mars 300 Pro or Mars 400 Pro for wireless transmission, or works as a monitor that you can plug in through HDMI transmission. When transmitting wirelessly, it can transmit up to 450 feet away with a 1080p resolution at a low 0.08 seconds of latency, which is impressive. It also supports app monitoring on your phone or tablet to set up another additional receiving view. What I'm even more personally impressed with, however, is the monitor screen quality itself. As mentioned, we get a full 1080p display on this device at an insane 403 ppi pixel density. If you've ever used something like an iPad or newer MacBook, you know that it has some crazy high pixel densities, and you'll know how good these look. This monitor is even crazier. For example, I own personally an M1 14-inch MacBook Pro, and it gives me a pixel density of 254 ppi, which already looks phenomenal. But with this Hollyland Mars M1 display, I couldn't even pick out the pixels on screen if you asked me to. It feels like I'm looking into a perfect replica of what I would see in real life. Another awesome feature that helps to accent this is that it has a beautiful 1000:1 contrast and 16.7 million natural colors, which allows for a bright display that can accurately contrast and color the scenes that you are looking at. If you saw a previous review I made of the Hollyland Cosmos C1 at the time, I was using a cheaper, newer monitor to send an HDMI signal to and from it, and the difference between it is just night and day between that and the quality of this Hollyland Mars M1. I love the build on this device as well. The exterior has a really nice kind of grippy texture to it while still looking sleek and sharp. It also feels very solid, like it wouldn't break easily if dropped. However, it's not heavy in the slightest, which makes a big difference to me when mounting it onto one of my camera setups. For example, this past week, I took it out to shoot a dance video with me on one of my client shoots, and I was running around quickly in all directions, and with a simple small rig clamp, it was able to stay in place for the whole 5 hours of shooting. You can see how I personally set it up and rig it here. It has 1/4-inch mounting screws on the bottom and the side, which makes it easily accessible to mount in different ways. In regards to ports, it has HDMI in and out ports and an SDI in port. It also has DC power in and out, which is awesome as you can use it to act as a dummy battery for your camera if you get the stuff required for that. It also has a headphone jack and a USB-C port built in as well. The Hollyland Mars M1 also has a couple of features I find really useful built into the monitor itself. It has a waveform, vector scope, and histogram all built in to get accurate measures of light and color. It also has a zebra to see blown out highlights, and my personal favorite, it has a great focus peaking function that works incredibly well as it's adjustable in its intensity. At 403 ppi, this focus peaking works great with not being too distracting to the image, but still getting plenty noticeable enough to help. It also includes features like a zoom tool and assistive grid. You can also import and apply LUTs onto the device to use in live view during your footage and recordings. There's much more, but these are definitely features that stood out the most to me. The Hollyland Mars M1 is an awesome wireless transmitter or receiver compatible with the Mars 300 Pro or Mars 400 Pro. But it's also an awesome external monitor in and of itself. I love the build of it, the touchscreen functionality works great, and the image quality is absolutely phenomenal, and the best I have ever used personally on an external monitor. Its portability being small and light is nice because I can throw it in my camera bag and take it everywhere I go easily without extra weight. And like I mentioned, on a gimbal or agile setup, it holds its own and doesn't cause problems. I've thoroughly enjoyed getting to use it for the past 2 weeks, and I'd highly recommend it if you're in the Hollyland Mars system already to use it as a wireless transmitter, or to make it just a better setup for you if you don't own a good quality external monitor already or are looking to invest into a good one to start. Hollyland is a brand that I've come quite familiar with their wireless products, and I own a few, and I've also expected a lot, and this one definitely doesn't disappoint. I hope you guys found value in this video, and I'll see you guys next time.